back to my channel. If you are new, welcome to my channel. This is the Dina Show, and my name is Dina, and I'm going to be the host for the entire show. Alright guys, I know that I have been slacking. I am really sorry. I have been up for debate for like a couple of stories already, and I've just decided to go with my original stories of like the haunted hotels and all that fun stuff because I'll give you guys some insights on the story that I want to do next, but I need to build on it way more than what I'm doing right now, because it is so close to home. And at this point, I just want to warn you guys that we're about to get into just the beginning parts of this next show that I want to put together, and it does have some gruesome details, so just a warning, if you can't stomach, like, the idea of a murder and how it really played out and like giving exclusive details, I would stop right now, or I will actually put a timestamp for the after this is finished. All right guys, so like somewhere where you can skip this whole entire part. All right, anyways, so I want to get into the Liberty Road quadruple homicide. Now, I'm just giving it that name. I haven't found it on the internet that way. But one of the killers was recently released, and so there was kind of an uproar I saw in the community. I'm not gonna say any names, like literally this is all that I've seen of like, and it was repetitive, and it sorry, I keep like burping. I just ate a bunch of peanuts. I don't know why I'm burping for. Anyways, so what I'm trying to say is that a lot of the community was very angered and just was pissed off that this guy was released. And I mean, I was a little upset too, but I was given some advice on that, and to just kind of chill out and not be so angry over it. So definitely something that I've thought about and prayed about. And so I'm only going to be doing the details of this case for the next one. And it was I think another reason why I think it's something that I can kind of get into is because I do work around that age group of like 13 and 14-year-olds. Now, I think that there might have been like freshmen in high school, or like 8th graders or something, probably freshmen most likely. But yeah, so that was really unfortunate, and it's just something that, if you want to look into it, go for it, be my guest. Next week when I'll be debuting that episode, I will have a lot of the links as to all like the news articles I got it from, all that kind of stuff. Like, I would like to include that kind of evidence. Now, I'm going to try to stay as unbiased as possible, just because I'll let you guys know that I was a little pissed off, so that you guys don't kind of seem like, oh, she's really like hating on these people. Like, no, I don't want to hate on these people, because I mean, I've also seen the good in people as well that are trying to, like, let us know, the people who are angry, like, you can't judge them, like, you're not God, which is true. I'm not, we're not, but just the fact that, like, his actions have angered and hurt our community, I think that we're still here, the people who had to go through it are still kind of healing. And not only that, but it's traumatizing to have to go through all of that to find, I mean, and the dad was crippled. He wasn't even, like, fully capable of defending himself anyways. So that was a really hard thing to even digest. And then the fact that there was a little boy hiding, and they still, unfortunately killed him. And that was really sad. So with that being said, we're going to get into way more details next week, and like that, I'm just expressing myself as to, like, it was very unfortunate that happened. Very unfortunate. And, I'm going to try to keep it as just, like, I'm telling it as a documentary, giving details. Again, and it'll be a warning for you guys. Like, this one is going to be, like, really kind of gross with, like, the gory details. So, listener beware. Alright, guys, so I'm gonna mark it off here at 5 minutes exactly when people can jump back into this one. I'm excited. I have decided that I will start taking orders for things for like the Cricut Maker, just little not decals, but like, I don't know, whatever you guys can come up with, send it to me. I would love to start crafting. I have some free time after work now, so I'm kind of excited about that. And just everything that we can do, just shoot me a message or something. I want to get crafty. So this one's going to be a little bit about my crafting side. And like I told you guys will always kind of like get to know me. I'm excited for that. I really am excited for that kind of stuff. To start emerging more and more, like, this is what Dina does on her downtime. We're gonna get into the hotels, which I'm super excited about. So the first hotel that I want to talk about is going to be a hotel from, I was gonna say Granby, oh crazy. The first hotel I'm actually going to be talking about, sorry guys, give me 1 second, I can hear clicking, is the Hollywood Roosevelt. That one obviously is in Hollywood, California. It opened up in 1927. Was I alive then? Absolutely not. I wasn't even thought. My grandparents weren't even around yet. So, that is one interesting fact about this. Used for movie premieres, after parties. Like, can you guys imagine going to some hotel and like, oh my gosh, it's so fancy with its outlines and little baby angels carved in the ceiling or whatnot. This particular hotel hosted the very first Oscars. There's rumors that, actually, before I even get into that specific rumor, we're changing from the facts about it to the hauntings about it. I keep having to burp, and I apologize. I just finished dinner, and for some reason every time I talk, I have to burp, or I don't have to, but it comes up. So the very first infamous ghost to have, lurked around this beautiful hotel, which I will be posting pictures of as we're talking about it, is one of my favorites gals, Marilyn Monroe. She is rumored to haunt her old room, which was numbered 1200. Now, for those of you Marilyn Monroe fans, you guys already know how she passed away, but for the people who are coming of age to understand who she is or where she's from, Marilyn Monroe passed away August 5th in 1962 in her home in LA. She was discovered lying down naked on her bed, face down, with a telephone in one hand, empty bottles of pills in the other, prescribed to treat her depression. Now, let me tell y'all, depression is a real thing, but do not claim it. Do not let it into your life. Don't let it take control of your mind, because if you guys do at this point, it's very hard to get out of it, and depression's a real thing. So when people say that they have it or they're talking about it in their life, listen, because sometimes it could be the last conversation you have with them. Now, her name was Norma Jean Mortensen. I'm so sorry I butchered her name. But yeah, so she was someone who loved to dress up or just go out and always be out. She was a fun person. She liked to do things, and unfortunately depression overtook her. So may she rest her little doll face in peace. But she, along with other people, have been missed. But yeah, so this is what I find interesting about the hotel, sorry guys, get it together, Dina, get it together. Hollywood Roosevelt, this is what I find interesting about it. Is the fact that many people will believe they saw a little girl. They'll tell someone, like a staff member, and that first person that encounters that figure walks away thinking it was real, it was a real person. But he'll never discover that what he saw was a ghost. The person he told may hear it again and from a different guest, and it won't click until the third person comes across his child. So what I'm trying to say is, I know it's a little confusing, but what I'm trying to say is that the first person who encounters it will never understand or never know that it wasn't a real person, but the hotel employee will be like, oh crap, this is real, this is a real thing. If that makes sense to you guys ish. I know that sometimes it doesn't make sense. Many people report to see Marilyn in the mirror. Others have encountered a little girl in a blue dress. So I'm guessing that it might be a dress that's like not in style anymore. That's from like what I've read a lot of these articles about, is that there's people who are in like older attire from like 1930s, stuff like that, something that you would really stand out, you know what I mean? And then here's another one that I really liked. So we're we're moving from one hotel to the other. It is called La Fonda on the Plaza, New Mexico. This hotel is currently in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Guests would complain about someone stomping, and when a staff member would check it out, they would see a man in a long, black, trenchy-like coat going into the stairwell. Ooh, creepy! I mean, would you follow it? Be honest, guys. Would you follow this phenomena? Some people there speak of a murder that happened, that was committed by a member of the territorial I was reading my like outline I always have, and anyways, territorial legislator of the Dona Ana County in 1867. What else do I have here for facts? Oh, they say Judge John P. Slow was the slain victim. Judge John was also known for his long black coat. Is it a coincidence, or is it really Judge John? To be determined. The hotel has been around for as long as the city has been established, since 1607. Do the math, and that's roughly 400 years. Wow, that's been a long, 4 centuries. Wow. Yeah, because decades is 10 years. Okay, I was tripping out for a second. La Fonda on the Plaza has also been known for its violent gunfights and public hangings. Now, back in the day, people would encourage public hangings because this certain person who committed the crime was so foul that they didn't deserve, to have that peace in jail and stuff. So, quite crazy. I mean, if you think about it, people actually stood there and watched someone get hanged. Like, that's pretty crazy. I will mention that there was a story that I had first really got into when I first started doing podcasts, and it was from Small Town Murders. Their podcasts are amazing. Like, okay, it's comedy mixed with murder, and it's not really for everybody because some people would get really offended or like, oh my gosh, this doesn't go together, which is why they always do that disclaimer in the very beginning. So I really taken some notes from them, but there was one from New Mexico, and they were like, oh my god, we would never go there. And I'm just like, yeah, one time someone offered me to go to a trip to New Mexico, and I'm glad I didn't go. From what I'm hearing about it, it's just boring. Sorry to all my New Mexicans. You guys are fine. You guys are great. Okay, so the current building that stands there today was built in 1927. Let's go back a little bit, and let's go back to the Hollywood Roosevelt. That was the same year that it opened up. Crazy, right? Okay, just a little crazy. The diner at La Plaza is where the inn's inner courtyard used to be. So I will post a picture, I'll have a picture of right now of the inner courtyard, and it just kind of shows you like how it used to be structured, or how it's structured now. Employees and staff say they see a ghost of a businessman who drank and gambled his fortune away and dove headfirst into a deep well. So, the thing about that is trying to put it together because I didn't write this down, but I did remember it. This guy basically killed himself by jumping into the well. It's trying to make you infer that the well was in the middle of the courtyard, the inner courtyard, where it stands now, because there's no well there anymore. So it's trying to make you do an inference of like, oh, that's where he died at. That's why he keeps going there for. It only makes sense. But is the ghost repeating itself? They say that they see a manly figure walk directly into the middle of the room and disappear with a well once that. Oh, I did write it down. I just didn't read it. Casonta. Oh my gosh. Anyways, yeah. So those are some of the hotels that were not from Washington. Now we're gonna go to Washington. Upon really looking for some, I'm only gonna do 2 haunted hotels and 1 haunted bar. It's like a pub, guys, so it's not really considered a bar, but more of like a pub type deal. So the one we're gonna do first is Hotel Sorrento. The place was built in 1909, so 1909. The eternal guest is said to be a woman by the name of Alice B. Toklas. Now, I got this information from an article called Curbed. I loved it. I really loved it. They gave so much information, and it was pretty funny too. So they said that this woman was credited for the creation of special brownies for the adult brownies. But she's also known, Alice is also known for roaming the 4th floor of the hotel. Now, I've seen pictures of it, and I'm gonna be, like, showing pictures of it and stuff here. And it is a gorgeous, gorgeous hotel. I mean, the picture, the light blue, it's just so beautiful, and it looks so homey, you know? When asked about the eternal guest, a hotel employee once said, "Our ghost is very hip." I think it's kind of cute, you know? Kind of cool, I guess. Alice only reveals herself by moving glasses on the bar. Ooh, sneaky. Someone's thirsty. Okay, the other hotel is Hotel. I don't know how to pronounce this because the A has 2 dots on top, but I'm just gonna call it Andra. I'm sure someone's gonna correct me. They're gonna be like, no, don't die, it's this. Okay, sorry. The ghost that roams the 9th floor is said to still know how to party. Oh, the ghost that roamed the 9th floor. See, guys, I tried to correct myself even though I knew what I was doing. The ghosts that roam the 9th floor are said to still know how to party. Jazz music blasts on the 9th floor, accompanied by glass breaking. When the noise is investigated, it is immediately silenced. I always want to get that sharp tone when I'm talking to you guys. Get all my T's and S's and K's out of there. So yeah, so I'm still working on that because I talk so quickly that I never want to pronounce everything, but then I have to because I really want to, but it's a weird thing for me. Anyways, another frequent guest is a woman in a 1930s attire. See, this is where I was kind of like pulling that idea of like always seeing people in like different kinds of attire, and it really draws your attention. I'm like, wow, that's not something I would wear now. She only appears when hotel guests are in bed, and once she is spotted, fades away. There's rumors that she was a hotel employee in the 30s and died there, or I think there was another one where like I don't think it was about a grave. Okay, we're just gonna skip that whole idea. So, the last but not least is the one I posted on my Instagram. It is Kel's Irish Restaurant. This one seems to be pretty interesting because it was once called the most haunted bar. Now, there really wasn't, I didn't find too much info on, like, crazy things that have happened, other than the place used to be a mortuary, and the pub is in the basement. The basement was once the embalming room, the owner says. That gives me the chills. I don't know. I think, I know I'm going to die one day, which I'm not worried about, because, I mean, everyone's going to die. Not to scare you guys. I love you all so much, but, you know, there's a time for everybody. And so, I just feel like, I wonder if it still stinks. I'm pretty sure it doesn't, but, you know, after all, like, the moving and rearranging and doing all that fun stuff. There are many ghost encounters here, but the most commented on is a little girl with red hair and a ghost named Charlie, who only appears in the Guinness mirror. There was like someone laughing about that, but I didn't really understand. I mean, I get that it's a beer and everything, but I mean, that's cool. Anyways, guys, so that is what I'm basically going to be talking about for my entire podcast, was just all of that, and it was really fun. I hope that you enjoy looking at the pictures and all that fun stuff. Definitely something fun. So don't forget about our next podcast, which I'm trying to get it better on better days. I know that officially I wanted to start releasing them on Fridays and Saturdays just because a lot of my audience isn't busy those days, you know, and other people too. So it's kind of nice. But I do want to mention that we are still working on a WWE one. I'm excited for that. I'm just gonna do a quick little fun fact about them. So there was a match called the Elimination Chamber, which was created by Triple H, who was a wrestler there. The event features a circular chain link fence or chamber, strictly 6 participants match. 2 wrestlers start, and then the 4 are released at interval to 5 minutes. So that 5 minutes, here goes one, another 5 minutes, here goes another, 5 more minutes, another one. You know what I mean? So it goes like that. The objective is to eliminate each other by pinfall or submission. So I don't think that you could like climb up the fence or whatever and get out of it like that. You know what I mean? But it's still pretty cool. So that's one thing I wanted to share with you guys. So each podcast, I'm gonna try to make it wonky and different and funny and just like more facts about random things. Again, my podcast doesn't specifically, you know, target one topic. Just because I guess we're gonna be funky that way. I'm not mad about it. But I do want to make a suggestion box for you guys on my Instagram. So I will have just like highlights where you can like reply and be like, oh, this is, oh, I don't know if you can reply to highlights. Anyways, I'm gonna try to do a poll about which social medias you guys use the most, so that I can have an idea of what you guys can like mostly interact with me with. Just because for some reason YouTube is like taking off the comment sections for some of my videos. So as you guys have noticed, to some of my old subscribers, I have taken down most of my videos due to just personal reasons and a preference, I guess. Rebranding myself in a sense that I'm coming out with something new, like brand new, and just kind of trying to redirect myself in a good sense. You know, there's nothing bad about it. But yeah, I'm not trying to ramble on, I promise. It's just trying to get everything in there at once. I've been busy. I'm still doing my water challenge, although I have kicked it down to like a gallon and a half. I mean, kicked it up to a gallon and a half, trying to at least. It can be hard sometimes, but I've been fluctuating between a gallon and a half just because there's times that like my body can take it, and there's times that like I'm doing half a gallon and like I'm barely getting there. But the fact of the matter is, I'm drinking water every day, and that's what matters. So, you know, sometimes things change, but that's how life is. Life changes with it. So if you're doing some kind of like diet or challenge for yourself, don't feel ashamed if you've kind of gone off course, because look how many days you went doing it compared to days that you've never done it before in your life. Be proud of your accomplishments. Be proud of what you've done, even if it's not just doing this, but it's like doing your homework or reading a book or something that you don't do regularly because you don't like doing it, or because it's not something that you would do out of the ordinary, you know. So be proud of yourself always, constantly, you know. Support yourself in your dreams, because no one else really is going to, you know. And there's people that are, but they're rare to find. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for listening. I will be linking down all the websites that I found my information from, and also all my social medias and my email. Again, my next podcast is going to be super, super interesting. It is a murder case mixed with a small town murder, so maybe we can get some other coverage from another podcast. I'm excited about that. So thank you guys so much for listening, and don't forget to subscribe.